All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
At the CIA, we considered all kinds of outrageous ideas. And when we would see a James Bond movie coming out, we would steel ourselves because we always knew that our case officer colleagues were going to go to the movies, and then they would call us. And they would say, you know, there was a scene in that last Bond movie, they did this. Can we do this? We'd really like to be able to do that. And sometimes that was the beginning of building something. In the James Bond movie, You Only Live Twice, we of course would look at it from a disguise point of view because we were both chief of disguise at the CIA.
When you're using something bigger than the facial oval of the disguise subject, you're actually playing to the whole audience, giving the observers a story to follow.
You're actually playing to the whole audience, giving the observers a story to follow.
You start from day one, and you maybe stay for 2 years, and all the while you're playing out a play on a stage.
And all the while you're playing out a play on a stage.
From now on, you must do everything in Japanese style.
The stage, in most cases, is the streets and the buildings of the foreign capital in which you're doing your spying. But the techniques you're using are the same that magicians use.
But the techniques you're using are the same that magicians use.
This is a magic trick, Mr. Tesla, played out on a global scale. You, sir, are the abracadabra, the distraction, while they set up the real trick.
I was a $140 million distraction.
Yes.
Was a $140 million distraction. Yes.
I'm here with John Mendez, the former chief of disguise for the CIA, and Jason Hansen, a former CIA officer and a security specialist. Guys, thanks so much for coming down. Jonna, let's talk a little bit about the art of disguise with you. I mean, your story also equally incredible. You actually pulled a prank on George H.W. Bush at one point, right? You showed up in disguise. Can you tell us about that moment? How awesome.
You know, he was head of CIA at one point, and we had done some disguise work with him, very light disguise. I went to show him our latest, our newest, our mask technology. It was brand new. We did animated masks. You could have a conversation up close. It was quite believable. So I was briefing him wearing a mask, told him I'm going to show him the newest techniques. He said, well, where's your stuff? I said, I'm wearing it. I'm going to take it off. He said, no, don't take it off yet. He got up, walked around behind me, went back, sat at his desk, said, take it off. So I did the Tom Cruise reveal.
And that was the reveal.
And he just lit up like a Christmas tree. He really liked it.
Incredible.
John Sununu was sitting next to me. He almost fell off his chair.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention.
Let's talk a little bit more about masks, okay? And the evolution of masks. And the connection that Hollywood had with helping the CIA. I had no idea about this. Can you elaborate?
My husband's name was Tony Mendez, and he was very connected to a lot of people out in LA. Special effects, makeup, magic community.
Magic community.
don't think politicians are natural crooks.
Not all of them.
No, I don't think most of them are. I think they are actors. And actors are neither men nor women. Actors belong to a third sex. Actors are actors, and one aspect of it is the political game. But that kind of acting is not lying, as long as it refers to and reflects and exalts the essential, commonly held ideals of a culture. Those performances are part of our culture, even though they are performances, even though some of the actors themselves may be cynical about their performance. But what we have now cannot be excused in this.
My husband's name was Tony Mendez. He worked with a man named John Chambers who did the masks for Planet of the Apes. And we were very taken with that technology, with the fit, with the realism. We didn't want to make anybody into a monkey, but it was a beginning.
Right.
So we took their materials, their techniques, and we refined them into a disguise system that you could put on in the dark in a car in 5 seconds, out of your pocket, and it just would go on. It was registered. No mirror, no lights, and you could wear it. You could also take it off like that. No adhesive, no residue, no retakes, no special lights. And we use those masks extensively.
Guys, disguise is so important in what our government does. I mean, we're not just talking about theater makeup here. We're talking about people's lives depend on this type of stuff. We're getting key information here, right, guys?
In your field, I mean, our disguises became a sort of body armor.
Sure.
They became not nice to have, but a protective layer.
To change someone's persona, to change their face. This has got to be something that takes hours, I would imagine.
You have to think it through.
Yeah.
What is it that people remember about me? What do they notice? For me, it's my walk. Evidently, I have a funny walk. So the first thing I do is put something in a shoe. And then you just go up and down. I use my hands a lot, so put something in my hands. Those kinds of things. And addressing your face is not hard. If you have short hair, I give you long hair. If you have blonde hair, I give you dark hair. If you're clean shaven, I give you facial hair. If you have facial hair, I'm sorry. If you're serious, you have to shave it off.
Gotta shave it off. Jason, a lot of people wonder, does the media, movies, film, TV do a good job of showing what the CIA is like? I bet you watch some of these films and TV shows and goes, nah, not quite. But do they hit the mark sometimes?
Every once in a while, they clearly have a good consultant.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I always say, if Hollywood showed what it was really like, they wouldn't sell many movie tickets.
Okay.
So it's a lot of very hard behind-the-scenes work.
Yeah.
That is not super sexy and exciting, but it's critical.
You guys are here from the East Coast participating in a panel. What was enticing about that for you guys? Why did you guys say, you know what, I think people are going to find this story really interesting? I mean, why did you want to come to Comic-Con 2019?
I said in the intro, 50 years you've been working in...
Give or take a couple of weeks.
All right, give or take a few weeks. That's not important. But for 50 years you've been working in comic book. Is that possible? I mean, did you do anything before
I don't think so. I had other jobs before that. I mean, don't think I only worked in comics. When I was in high school, I freelanced and I wrote I wrote obituaries for people who are still alive. And you know,
that's a really good use of your time.
You know, when a celebrity dies, about 15 minutes later, the newspaper comes out and there are 3 pages of write-ups about him, and you wonder, how did they write it that fast? It's all there in advance.
Exactly.
And that's how you know you're famous. I would love to think somewhere, my obituary, you know, is in a file somewhere. Then I'd know I made it. I don't want to see it too soon, but that's okay.
So it's written way ahead of time.
Yeah.
My obituary could be written. Is that right?
Very
Somewhere
well might be,
out
yeah.
there, it could be written somewhere.
It probably is. You're probably in files all over the country.
They've probably run it a few times. Who knows? All right.
It's a new generation of younger people who probably don't have a clue. You know, they made a movie about my husband called Argo.
Yes.
And there's a generation that knows who he is and how that worked. But I would bet that a lot of the people here have never heard of the movie Argo, so it's a whole new opportunity.
Aliens and robots?
Yes, sir.
You're telling me that there is a movie company in Hollywood right now that is funded by the CIA?
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with the bikes again?
We tried to get the message upstairs.
You think this is more plausible than teachers?
Yes, we do. One, there are no more foreign teachers in Iran.
And we think everybody knows Hollywood people. And everybody knows they'd shoot in Stalingrad with Pol Pot directing if it would sell tickets. There are only bad options. It's about finding the best one.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
This is the best bad idea we have, sir. By far.
The United States government has just sanctioned your science fiction movie.
Come in close. Closer. Because the more you think you see, the easier it'll be to fool you. Because what is seeing? You're looking, but what you're really doing is filtering, interpreting, searching for meaning. My job? To take that most precious of gifts you give me, your attention, and use it against you.
Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, the second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.